Oh my God. Oh my God.
Pretty sure I can confirm that Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney are actually in a relationship.
Powell and Sweeney just attended CinemaCon together, and let's just say it got a little steamy.
Forbidden love and messy breakups are quite common in the entertainment world, but Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney topped the charts today. While starring together in a rom-com, the couple decided to add some drama to their real lives as well. The internet is in a frenzy after the suspicious turn of events. Looks like the rumored anyone but you couple has forsaken their respective partners while throwing caution to the wind. Grab your popcorn, guys, because we have all the juicy deets on the ongoing drama to share with you. Gigi Paris, the stunning model turned designer, just uploaded a cryptic post on her Instagram that has the rumor mill running wild. The model captioned a video of herself saying, "Know your worth and on to the next," which has fueled the speculation that she and the Top Gun Maverick star have called it quits. Prior to her social media post, Gigi expressed her discomfort with the unhealthy relationship between her boyfriend and his co-star Sydney Sweeney. Now, ever since the Euphoria actress and Maverick started to film their rom-com, the rumors of their especially close relationship have been floating around. While observing Gigi's social activity, fans noticed that Gigi was no longer following the other girl on Instagram.
After she reportedly unfollowed Sydney Sweeney after seeing all of these pictures and videos of how close Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell have become since filming their rom-com together.
Even Pop Base, a well-known celebrity gossip channel, reported on it. Glen Powell's girlfriend, Gigi Paris, has unfollowed Sydney Sweeney on Instagram following the filming of Glen and Sydney's upcoming rom-com. Although these are clear indications of the couple's breakup, Gigi nailed the coffin shut by unfollowing her ex, Glen, as well. Now with that done, all that's left is for Gigi to spell it out for us.
She's no longer following Glen Powell, and she unfollowed Sydney earlier this week, which is when all the rumors started going crazy that Sydney and Glen were allegedly hooking up.
Recently, an insider also had given earth-shattering information to Daily Mail. According to the production staffer who worked on the rom-com Anyone But You during its Sydney shoot, said he and his colleagues assumed the pair were already a couple when filming began. The source revealed that the couple was overly familiar with each other from day one. To be honest, we thought they were already a couple. I knew him from Top Gun, but I just assumed they were a couple in real life. That's what it looked like to most of us, and to some of the extras as well. There was talk about it during production breaks that they seemed close from day one. Now, it's not hard to imagine that the R-rated rom-com and the flirtatious antics of the on-screen couple were too much for Gigi to handle. Now, amid all this controversy, Glen boldly decided to go to a major event with Sydney.
Powell and Sweeney just attended CinemaCon together, and let's just say it got a little steamy, where Sweeney admitted that she thought that Glen Powell was Miles Teller until day 4 of shooting.
Yes, you heard that right. The Euphoria star and Powell's interactions on stage mirrored the same biting chemistry that their characters had on screen. The debut teaser trailer played during the panel portrayed that the characters were at odds, but could not keep their hands off each other. Well, amid the flirty catcalling and smiling glances, Powell and Sweeney poked fun at each other on stage when Sweeney sarcastically called Powell Top Gun, to which Maverick replied, "I love it when she calls me that." To add to that, Glen clearly showed off his infatuation with the co-star when he alluded that his perfect date would be where Sydney would feel it.
Perfect date, I think, would be some good food, some good laughter, and just a quiet, peaceful place. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fans believe that the on-screen couple is certainly dating because their body language just screams intimacy.
This is him with girlfriend Gigi Paris. Check out his hand. Now look at his hand with Sydney. Exact same pose. And you know what? Studies show that 98% of communication is nonverbal. Body language does not lie.
Interestingly, we've heard that Sydney is already in a serious relationship with her fiancé, Jonathan Daviano. But during the shooting, paparazzi cameras captured plenty of PDA-packed moments between the co-stars while in character, including pics of them in their bathing suits, showing off their fit physiques, and sometimes making out. So majority of the people believe that infidelity has occurred during the course of the rom-com shooting. As you might imagine, there are several speculations out there that Sydney broke the Powell couple, and many people blame her for it. But some rational fan believes that both parties are equally responsible. So Glen Powell and his girlfriend break up because allegedly he cheated on her with Sydney Sweeney, and all the reactions are calling Sydney names as if he was not an active part of the cheating situation. You guys really hate women like. An anonymous source also revealed to People magazine that the couple was facing many difficulties after the release of Top Gun, so the breakup was inevitable. Gigi and Glen had broken up several times. They had been on the rocks since Top Gun came out. Gigi was never happy with the long-distance filming, and when she came to Australia, where Powell was filming Anyone But You, they both decided to break up for good. Well, even if that was true, Sydney did act as a catalyst here. Sydney and Glen both have been posting intimate photos of each other on their social media, which includes the video with Sydney swiftly laying in Glen's lap. Now, you can't tell us that nothing is going on here. After this whole drama, even though Sydney's fiancé has yet to show her reaction, the public is convinced that their future together is non-existent. They're not making it down the aisle, Sydney and fiancé. When she was complaining about Hollywood doesn't pay actors like they used to last year, she kept saying she wouldn't be able to support her children. It takes two to make a child, so I was confused about where the children's father's effort support comes in. Not only that, but Sweeney's fiancé Jonathan Davino was meanwhile sighted packing his bags at the couple's LA home, taking their dog and his golf clubs. And even with all the drama surrounding the on-screen couple, people are very excited for the rom-com. They believe that the rom-com era has returned once again for the better. Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell filming their new rom-com movie with a fake dating trope, the way she first kisses him then slaps him right after. Oh, real rom-coms are back. Despite being all over each other on set, the on-screen couple have been seen spending quality time together at Taronga Zoo. Aside from all the flirting, Powell and Sweeney also shared a few details about the plot at CinemaCon 2023, shortly after wrapping production on the film in Australia. As you could probably guess, the movie's about two people that hate each other. Sydney plays a character who is a real nightmare, and what better place to put a nightmare and an a-hole than on the other side of the world in the most romantic setting imaginable. Sweeney previously also told ET that the movie was a tried and true rom-com. Just know the movie is going to be so much fun. It's so funny, she said. And it gives love, it gives humor, it gives sex. It gives all the great things that make a movie. And we want to bring back the good old rom-coms with Will Gluck, and we're having a great time doing it. An official trailer for Anyone But You hasn't been released yet, but CinemaCon 23 attendees got to see a sizzle reel with snippets from the raunchy romantic comedy. Vulture reports that at one point, the characters reenact an iconic scene from Titanic before Powell accidentally tosses Sweeney overboard. Well, even though some people are convinced that the couple have the hots for each other in real life, some believe that this whole hype is just a PR stunt. An especially up-to-date fan reported that Sydney just bought a house with her fiancé. It's a PR stunt. Sydney and her fiancé are purchasing a new home and are currently in escrow. Glen and Gigi have broken up before, as reported by Dumois. Glen thinks he's the next Tom Cruise. Sydney called Glen Tom Cruise at CinemaCon as a joke reference. Plus, it makes no sense to cheat on her fiancé with a new house. Earlier today, Sydney's fiancé was seen walking her dog by TMZ. These entertaining outlets have no respect for the significant others in the relationship, SMH. To be fair, if it turned out otherwise, it's not unheard of that co-stars fall in love on set. Probably the most famous example is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who fell in love while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith back in 2005, with Pitt ditching his wife Jennifer Aniston in the process. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.